The Bureau Boys is an improvised detective serial. Every Monday morning, the Bureau Boys solve crimes based on clues sent in by their informants.
That's you! Go to thebureauboys.com to submit your clues, informant. Thank you to Informant Dale for this week's clue. Drawing.
When we last saw the Bureau Boys, they had vomited out blue light and disappeared before our very eyes, narrator. And we searched high and low in Hill Valley, only to find them emerging from a Stone Temple Pilot's poster hanging on the wall of Gordon Freeman's bedroom. As you know, the Bureau Boys had been dressed like Scott Weiland and Eric Kretz. Kretz?
That's it, narrator. Keep going.
A stupefied Gordon Freeman was sitting on his bed, air drumming on his own knee, when suddenly the poster came to sort of life and the Bureau Boys emerged from it. Isn't that what happened, narrator?
The man that used to be, yeah. Whoa! Oh my God!
Narrator, finally we had an appropriate reaction to all the craziness that's happened throughout this case.
He had his eyes closed as the boys crawled out of the poster, but just as the Detective Potter's and Detective Riley's foot emerged last, he opened his eyes and saw them.
Narrator, I was giving a serious compliment. Finally, we saw a legitimately surprised reaction to any of the craziness that's happened in this case.
Could it be that Gordon Freeman's the first normal person in this story?
Let's find out, narrator. He's about to speak.
Whoa! I cannot believe my own eyes right now.
Narrator, I think that's a hard no. He's a weirdo, too.
I've been waiting. I can't tell you how long. This is like a dream come true. Eric, you're my favorite drummer.
Narrator, Eric Kretz is his favorite drummer? In the time of Travis Barker? Come on, narrator. He's a freak.
I've always thought Blink-182 is trash, and so I couldn't respect that spiky-haired weirdo. You're the real deal.
Detective Potter grabs Gordon Freeman by his lapel and slaps him across the face. How dare you say that about Blink-182?
Detective Potter, chill.
Sorry. I fucking love those guys.
Wait a minute. Detective Potter, you're not Eric Kretz?
Who are you, first of all, sir?
Whoa. You barge into my room, and I'm gonna get my pistol.
Gordon Freeman dives for his nightstand. Detective Riley forms his beard into a lasso and ropes it around Gordon Freeman's wrists, tying him together and lashing the other end around the bedpost, restricting his movement, yet subduing Gordon Freeman. And the Bureau Boys, by the way, still don't know that this is Gordon Freeman. That's just me saying it, right, narrator?
That's right, narrator. These boys have no idea. We know the truth. These boys are a bunch of dumb bats. Until we tell them the truth, tell them what we know.
Are we going to do that still, narrator? I feel like we should recede. Okay, let's think about this for a second.
You know, I was just thinking also, can the boys still hear us? Or did we put a little mute button on, barrier between us and the boys for the moment?
Great question, narrator. It seemed that they could only hear us when they were directly addressing us. So let's say it this way. Hey, Detective Potter. Seems like you've been skipping leg day. No reaction, narrator. I think it's safe to assume. Do you want to insult Detective Riley to see if he can hear us?
Hey, Detective Potter. Looks
Wait,
like...
why are you going for Detective Potter again?
He's an easy target. I don't like to insult my narration. What's it called when a vampire has a human, doer of things for him?
A proxy?
When
I don't know. Unlike some people, I don't have time for
I've got it.
I don't have time for casual reading, you idiot.
I've been digging into Interview with a Vampire. It's, I think, called Your Familiar.
Okay.
And he's my familiar. You heard of it? Right.
All right.
Anyway, so I'd rather insult Your Familiar. I think we've done enough here. Let's just move on. Oh, your hair, it's scratchy. Let me go.
Detective Riley, did you hear like a scratching sound?
Kind of like a buzzing in my ear. I don't know.
Okay, good.
I figure it was just the
halogen lights or something.
Gordon.
What?
Wait, why did I just say? What did I? Gordon? I don't even know why that word's in my head right now.
No, but it's in my head too. Detective Potter looks around the room, notices the Stone Temple Pilots posters. Detective Riley, we've been here before.
Yeah, this is Gordon Freeman's room, and this must be Gordon.
Never mind the Bureau boys. They're still slightly out of time thanks to that time jumping thing that happened earlier.
The narrator of time, for fuck's sake.
No. I don't know that he caused that time out of time.
Yes, I did.
Uh-oh. He's back.
The narrator of time comes up behind me and narrator, grabbing the back of our necks and clinging our heads together, knocking us both unconscious.
Just after we said this.
Well, boys, it looks like you've found your way back to where it all started.
Detective Riley, that buzzing now sounds like that horrifying voice that originally came through the stereo or mono of our car.
The four-armed humanoid narrator of time. Look up at the ceiling.
The Bureau boys, look up at the ceiling and see me.
Oh,
It's horrifying.
he's so much bigger than I remember.
You have 8 arms now instead of just the 4. But otherwise, you're just exactly like a human.
That's right.
Wait, well, if you're there, where are the other the narrators, remember, Detective Potter?
Yes, by the way, I do remember Detective Riley. I don't want to leave you hanging on that one.
Oh my God.
Well?
Did you steal their arms? Narrator of time?
No.
You did. You totally did.
I shift my eyes back and forth and pull at my collar. No, I didn't.
Detective Potter.
Yes, Detective Riley, what?
Just to clear up a little mystery that I have going on in my head.
Go on.
I think the narrator of time is a narrating thief, a time-jumping narrator thief who takes the arms of his narration victims.
Okay, Detective Riley, do you think he jumps through time, or do you think he causes other people to jump through time? Or do you think he just narrates time like a history book would?
But can a history book change time?
The sound of my laughter fills the room and rattles the Bureau boys' skulls. Meanwhile, Gordon Freeman is still just shockingly seated at the end of his bed, saying absolutely nothing. We want to hear his voice. No, not just some gulp. We want to hear Gordon Freeman's voice.
Okay, guys. What is this all about?
We don't even know.
You guys crawled out of my poster. You should know something.
Okay, how much time do you have, Mr. Freeman, I presume?
My name's Gordon Freeman, yes, of course. And, well, geez, I'm just a delivery boy.
Oh, yeah? Really, Gordon Freeman? Because We have someone on your route that came to our office begging us to solve a mystery. And that mystery was the fact that a bunch of bread has been disappearing from her deliveries, marbled rye specifically, for months and months and months. And I haven't even checked because I just emerged from this poster in your room. But I heard downstairs you have a shitload of marbled rye.
And guess what? Her name is Gladiola Simpson, and she's a beautiful woman who deserves better.
Detective Riley, I knew you were going to start doing that. You know what? Ignore my partner just for now. Gordon Freeman, just talk to me. Just focus on me. If he has anything to say, he can relay it through me. So what is it, Gordon Freeman? You're a delivery boy, yeah?
Well, yeah, of course I am. I just told you that. I work for the McCallahan's grocery store.
I don't feel like you did tell us that just now, Gordon Freeman, but
I said I was a delivery boy.
Okay, fine.
What are your ears all busted from this alien humanoid floating creature busting your eardrums? Man, you should go to a Stone Temple Pilots concert once in a while. Dude, I'll give you an eardrum and I'll tell you that.
By the way, Gordon Freeman, you just said that you were a delivery boy of McCallahan's grocery store? I think that you're actually a delivery... wait a minute. You've been delivering for McCallahan's and McConnell's?
Okay, yes, okay. I have 2 jobs, okay? That's why I'm rarely at home.
That is true. The last time we were here, you were not at home.
Because I was probably at my McCallahan's grocery delivery. Listen, I work 2 jobs at the grocery stores. I'm also a 3rd grade teacher, but that's under a different alias.
What? Is that alias Terrence McGillicuddy?
McGillicuddy, that's right. Yes, of course. Okay, yes.
Wait a minute. So, Detective Riley, he is Terrence McGillicuddy.
Yeah. He's Terrence McGillicuddy. He's a teacher. He works at both grocery stores. But is he stealing the freaking bread?
Detective Riley, there's a bigger mystery at hand here.
Huh?
The mystery of how a poor teacher has to work 3 jobs just to put bread on the table. And steal bread.
Okay, Detective Potter.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
We know, we get it. The economic injustice, very good. Let's just button this up.
I'm just saying, Detective Riley, it's very important. It's a very important job. And this poor guy is working 3 jobs. You know what, Detective Riley? I just want to throw it out here. If we find out that Gordon Freeman is the criminal in this case, I'm going to let him walk.
Detective Potter, you've never broken the rules in your life. Well, besides all the other times that we've been breaking rules and evading the police.
And my bastard son.
Right, even though you've never had sex. Also, I think you have an ex-wife.
That's true. That's why she's an ex, because I haven't had sex. That rhymed, Detective Riley.
That's right. She's the one that died in that boating accident. Okay, we don't have to revisit. I think we discussed this on an earlier case.
We definitely did. And thank you for not bringing it up again.
Okay, guys, Gladiola Simpson... Well, I'm in love with her. You can tell because I have a beautiful new drawing of her on my wall. I think Detective Riley, is it? You've noticed?
Yes, he's noticed.
Oh, yeah, I know. Sure, trust me, man. What a drawing. Did you draw it yourself? You got to give me the name of this artist, dude.
Gordon. So my understanding is that Gladiola's father never approved of your relationship, probably because the age difference was so ridiculous, like it would be with Detective Riley and Gladiola Simpson.
Yeah, that's right. And I stole his scarf with ass on it just to prove my love.
Her father's scarf. That is her father's scarf.
Yeah, I belonged to her father, but she was mad, and it was kind of like a test of my love to her. She said, he's the strongest man I know. And if you can steal his scarf, then you're the man for me, and maybe he'll respect you because no one's ever taken anything from my dad.
Gordon Freeman sits back, smugly, like he's wrapping up all of the ends of this perfect crime.
Wait a minute. Wrapping up all the ends of a perfect crime?
We don't even know if he stole the bread. What was we don't even know if a crime was committed.
Gordon, did you steal the bread?
No, I would never. No, I love Gladiola. I just said that. That's why I was always delivering her bread.
Gordon shifts his eyes back and forth in his head. He reaches for a dagger.
Wait, Gordon, don't. What are you doing? Gordon, don't do that.
I've cut your beard, Detective Riley. Your no hair can hold me back.
Sorry, I missed that part. He cuts Detective Riley's beard.
Narrator of Time, if you're going to kill or get rid of our narrators wherever they are, and I hope they're not dead, at least do the job. I mean, come on. You've got one job.
Detective Riley slumps down in the corner, suddenly unconscious.
Wait a minute. Gordon, can you hear that happening right now?
Oh, yeah. I certainly can.
Gordon, do you remember where all those loaves downstairs came from?
Gordon thinks about it and realizes that he does?
Well, of course. It came from the McConnell's grocery store, where all the best marbled rye in town comes from.
We know that. How did it end up in your house?
Gordon searches into his memory banks and thinks of a good excuse.
Gordon, are you okay? Your head looks like it's filling with blood. Your face is getting all flushed. I should be more concerned about my partner.
Okay. You got me.
I'm not trying to get anyone, Gordon. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this.
I may have loved Gladiola, but she no longer loves me. And ever since we broke up, I grew this stubble to make her mad, and I've been stealing her bread to get back at her because she's such a bread hound. And I've been pretty rude to her. And I guess with the stubble, it's like she doesn't even recognize me anymore. I may have put on a few pounds too because I've been eating a lot of bread.
That's what Gordon Freeman would have said if I hadn't forced him to confess and to take the fall for everything.
I just feel like it's all my fault. You got me. You can just take me to jail now.
Wait a minute, Gordon. Did you not just hear what was just said?
My left ear works really well, but my right ear is totally broken.
Gordon, you're a Jack Ruby. You're a patsy. You're being set up. Gordon, the narrator of time, that's what I call him, and I've been told to call him multiple times by some really annoying narrator, is controlling you.
Oh, what do you mean? Come on. I have free will. I know I'm in control of my own life. Who would I go to see Stone Temple Pilots 37 times if I didn't have total control of myself?
That's right. And is exactly as Gordon Freeman would have said. Because clearly no one would ever see the Stone Temple Pilots beyond 1999 with free will.
Gordon, you seriously don't hear that?
All I hear is you talking to me, and I'm ready for you to just slap the cuffs on, put me in the paddy wagon, throw me in prison because I'm a bad, bad boy.
Gordon, I have a better idea. I'm going to slap this bass guitar on you because right now you're Robert DeLeo, bass and backing vocals for Stone Temple Pilots.
What? I don't like this, but Gordon Freeman throws on a bass guitar and strums a killer riff.
I heard that! Detective Potter, I could hear that now!
I hate to say this too, but Detective Riley breaks out of my spell and comes to.
Detective Riley, thank God you're okay.
What did I miss? Are we done? Can we go get some lunch? Because I am famished.
I mean, we could have been done just baking more bread back at the school, but you were like, no, let's solve this fucking crime.
Oh, so now it's all my fault.
It's not your fault, but like I agreed with you sort of at the time, but like, oh my God, Detective Riley, now we have to solve this whole thing.
Narrator of Time. This is over now. We know. Wait, what do we know? I was out. Detective Potter, help me out.
Okay, here's what we know so far. Everyone can hear the narrator of time, okay? I made Gordon Freeman, an honorary third member of our fake Stone Temple Pilots cover band, Stone Temple Pilots.
Okay.
Is that a good name for it?
Well, we can discuss that later.
Stone Temple Pilots? Stone Pebble. Pebble?
Juanita can be our first groupie. I'm just going to throw that out there now.
You know what? I don't care how your marriage is going. Let's call it Pebble Church Aviators. That's a good name, right?
Tone Pemple Stylets.
Okay, I was going for synonyms, but all right. Pone Temple Tilets. Whatever the hell you said.
I'm not sold on the name. I'm just throwing. I thought we were just spitballing
The
here.
Bureau boys are done arguing.
Detective Riley, I feel frozen. I can't move my arms or my legs.
But you can still move that loud mouth of yours.
What about you, Detective Riley? Can you move your arms or legs, or are you similarly frozen?
I'm frozen too. My mouth is still moving. So yeah, we're in the same boat.
Okay, god damn, it's hard to get you guys to shut up.
Narrator of Time, Gordon Freeman. He seems to me just to be an innocent young kid. Man,
Yes.
are you, Gordon, are you a boy or are you a man? Oh, well, I just had my 21st birthday, so you tell me. Oh, yeah.
Detective Riley suddenly realizes that we've already established that Gordon Freeman is a patsy, a Jack Ruby, a fall guy.
Did someone call Patsy? What the fuck is going on up here? I am 664 ways down of ways to die. I'm so close to finishing my goddamn show. What the fuck is going on up here?
In case you're wondering what's going on, Gordon Freeman's roommate, Patsy McCallahan, just kicked down the door and
Suddenly, from behind, a narrator that can keep up with the action throws a garrote around the Narrator of Time's neck. A second narrator
That's me.
kicks him in the midriff. You're goddamn right, that's you, narrator. And I've never loved you more.
Hell yeah, we're back, baby. Kapow! Whammo!
Blort, there's a struggle among the narrators. The Narrator of Time kicks both of the narrators off. They clonk their heads together again and pass out.
don't you want to know what was to become of this, the Marbled Rye Mystery? Who do you think gave you that name? Who do you think sent Gladiola into your humble little shitty office? How do you think she even found it? 6 stories below street level.
We just figured we did a good job with the signage.
I put something in the penny saver.
Are you saying that you have manufactured this entire case, Narrator of Time?
How many times have I saved you, Bureau boys? How many times have I tried to throw you off the scent of this case and into a new, wackier misadventure?
It's like 1 or 2 times,
Yes, 1 or 2 times too many.
I'd say. Right, Detective Potter?
Goddamn right, Detective Riley.
It's been I, all along, Bureau boys.
You know what I think, Narrator of Time?
Yes, I do, because I'm omniscient. But go ahead and say it.
I think you're just a little narrator. I think you're just a little narrator who never got his own story to narrate. And so you've been butting into other narrators' stories, trying to make yourself a bigger narrator than you are. That's why you like to wear more arms, because you're a tiny, skinny little, frail, gross, humanoid narrator who's never going to get narr-laid.
2 more arms spring from my abdomen. That's right, Detective Riley. I am just a feeble little narrator. A narrator who's never had his own story. A narrator who's just played the part, who's been the yes man, who's manipulated time, who's manipulated space with all of this power. I could tell the greatest story of all time.
Detective Potter,
Yeah.
look in his little hand, the tiny, tiny one up at the very top of all the arms.
Okay. Let's call it top left. Top left, upper left will be the second one.
Yeah.
Lower left, lower right, lower left. No, lower left, bottom left. Then top right, upper right, lower right, and bottom right. Let's name his arms that way. And not where the hands are. Let's name them from the stem, like from the trunk, okay? So top left.
So top left,
Okay, I'm looking.
above
Upper left.
upper left, top left,
Okay, we're talking about his left too, right? Not his right.
our left.
Okay, our
so
left.
his
Okay.
right.
Okay, I'm gonna have to
Wait, no,
okay.
yeah,
No,
our left,
that's
his,
good.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Okay, that's what I was thinking too. Okay, so
Yeah.
upper top left.
Our upper top left, his upper top right, above mid right.
The Bureau Boys carry on this way for 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I got it. I'm looking.
You see it now.
Okay.
It's like a little sketch pad.
Yes.
And then in the upper right, top right, his top left, above left, is a little tiny stencil.
Yeah.
I think that this narrator, I think his power is somehow coming from these two implements. I can't be certain, but every time, right before he talks, he makes a quick little scribble.
Detective Riley, are you saying that the narrator of time is drawing out what's about to happen and then what he draws out happens?
You're goddamn right.
Detective Riley, we have been through some crazy stuff together. Can we both agree to that?
Okay, agreed. Yeah.
Detective Riley, is this the craziest thing, if this is true, that's happened yet? I don't know, maybe it isn't. Traveling through time was weird. People mistaking us for the Stone Temple Pilots was weird. Killing a witch was weird. I mean, involuntary manslaughtering a witch was weird.
Yeah. Those are all very weird. But this is very, very weird.
The Bureau Boys carry on this way for another 5 minutes.
Yeah. And that was very, very, very weird.
That was
But
our
this
weirdest
is like
one
very,
yet.
very, really, very, very, very weird.
Yes, agreed. What were you going to say before we talked about how weird this is? And went through our top 40 weird moments in the Bureau Boys history? I mean, sorry, the Bureau's history.
Wait, no time for that. Detective Potter, I'm feeling kind of weird. Wait, my hand. Remember that time outside the morgue when I got stung by that spider? Ugh. Detective Potter,
Yeah, I do remember, Detective Riley, and we were wondering if it was ever going to pay dividends.
I think I'm changing.
Detective Riley turns into an 8-legged humanoid spider. And as you know, those 8 legs match up perfectly with each one of my 8 arms. And then plus Detective Potter's 2 arms, suddenly the Bureau Boys have the upper hand, if you know what I mean. 10-8.
Detective Riley.
Detective Potter.
Okay, I don't even want to ask if this is freaking you out because this is freaking me out.
I'm gonna subdue his leg, his arms. You take the stuff out of his hands.
Detective Potter grabs the sketch pad and pen out of my hands as Detective Riley shoots a web from his buttocks and engulfs me completely.
Holy shit, Detective Riley. This is
We've got him.
unquestionably the most fucked up thing that's happened in any of our cases so far. And bear in mind, I'm pretty sure you turned into a wolf at one point.
Gordon Freeman is freaking out at the foot of his bed.
Holy hell! Now that's a way to die.
Who the hell just said that?
Me, Patsy!
I forgot you were even in here. Hey, Detective Potter.
Yeah?
Do you think you could draw a quick sketch of Patsy McCallahan falling into a hole so I don't have to focus on so many people? You know what? I don't even need to ask you. Detective Potter draws a flip book of Patsy McCallahan falling into a hole, never to be heard from again.
I'm finally dying.
Detective Potter, we have got him. We've done it.
What have we done? We haven't done anything. I begged you to stay in that room and just bake bread and not worry about this, Detective Riley, but you're like, no, we have to do our duty as detectives.
Yeah, we are detectives, and we've done it. We've got it. We've got him. I'm gonna suck the narrator of time's blood. If I could just get him, he's wiggling. He's wiggling away.
As the narrator of time wiggles away, my colleague and best damn friend throws a marbled rye, which, where did you get that? At the narrator of time's head. It's 3 weeks old and hard as a rock. It strikes the narrator of time's head and knocks him to the ground.
That's right. We couldn't have Detective Riley killing a fellow narrator. That would go against the highest laws that neither of us narrator are willing to break today.
You're talking about the narocratic oath?
Yep.
My best damn friend in the world throws a couple of zip ties that he got from the DC coup around the narrator of time's wrists and ankles and drags him off.
I can't believe we have intervened this much in one case, narrator. I mean, this is unprecedented.
You know what? We didn't even really ask him what the hell his endgame was. Did we?
No.
I guess we were unconscious.
But I think Detective Riley made a pretty good point. We've met these type of narrators before at some narrator conferences that we've been to. You know, the kind that they're not very good at their job and they keep hanging around other narrators, you know, trying to do what we do, but they're not very good.
Does anyone want to ask me?
Well, all right then. Spill it.
It was I.
We know that already, narrator of time. For God's sakes, why? Why all this?
Because I just wanted to be where you're at. You're the Steven Spielberg to my lesser Steven Spielberg. You're the Martin Scorsese to my lesser Martin Scorsese. You guys always get the best gigs, the best stories. So, yes, I wanted to create my own story. I found Gordon Freeman. I thought this would be an interesting mystery for the Bureau Boys to take on. It was in such close proximity to their office.
So it was a crime of opportunity.
Yes, and a crime of fame. I just want to be heard.
Well, narrator, for God's sakes, you could have just asked us to, shadow us for a day.
That's right, narrator. You could have just been like, what do you guys do from sunup to sundown? Sometimes we have to work late hours. It's not that glamorous of a position.
Some days I wish I was just a piece of stardust instead of a narrator. You know?
Detective Riley? Gordon? Are you guys freaking out right now? Gordon Freeman has not stopped screaming since the last time we checked in on him. He hyperventilates and passes out. Narrator, can you hear me again?
I can hear you, sure. So can the other narrator.
That's right. Okay, I've been thinking a lot about this ever since you didn't tell us about all the marbled rye downstairs, and I was wondering if maybe you could let Detective Riley and I just do our jobs the way that we see fit. Maybe if you could continue to not interfere and maybe let us solve these crimes, because I don't know about you, Detective Riley. I really like the fact that this is mine, that this is my own thing. Everything that I've done as a member of the Bureau has been my own work, my own willpower, unless it hasn't.
Yes, I agree. I like to be known for the things that I do for on my own, and not under the will of some other spiritual, not of this world creatures.
Detective Riley's superpowers wear off, and he reverts back to his normal self.
That's better, man.
Thank God.
It's pretty hairy in there.
Good one, Detective Riley.
It's a spider?
Yeah, I got it. More like a tarantula, but yeah, I get it.
Well, it's good to be back.
Detective Riley, we were just talking to the narrators, as you know.
No, I know.
Okay.
And I agree with you wholeheartedly. Hey, narrator.
Yes, there, Detective Riley.
What up?
Okay, hey there to both of you. It'd be great, if you could just let us do our thing and, kind of get out of our hair.
Well, here's the thing, boys. We don't know where our narration ends and your willpower begins. We're kind of in the dark about that, too.
It's been a mystery ever since we got these gigs, which was honestly right around the same time as you got your gigs at the Bureau. Some might say we're on this journey together.
And what a journey it's been.
It is. I guess just what we're asking is anytime you have information that could help us or things like that, just let us find our own way. Because honestly, it freaks me out really bad when I hear you guys talking. Honestly, I don't know about Detective Riley, but it's freaky.
I'm having some serious acid flashbacks here, so yeah, it'd be nice if we could just have just no more voices in the head, just our own thoughts and conversations between ourselves.
Narrator, what do you say?
Well, that brings us back to the laws of narration, so I guess that's agreeable since that's how we were operating before. We could just revert back to where we were and, let go of this little experiment of an open line of communication.
I think what my partner's trying to say is that we'll let you guys do you, and we will do us.
That's right. You guys just do each other, and we'll
Also
do each
do
other
each other.
too. Yeah.
So, before we return to the narrator realm, do we want to put a little button on this thing? Did we solve this bad boy? I mean, we're not going to press charges against Gordon Freeman, right? It seems like he was acting under the direction of the Narrator of Time.
Well, we don't press charges, narrator. We're just narrators. You're getting a little ahead of yourself, narrator. I think you've been talking to the police here.
Okay, well, we can narrate the DA to press charges, or unless we're deciding that's not what we do.
Well, hold on. Is the DA going to press charges based upon the facts of the case, or are we going to push the DA into pressing charges? I mean, who's in control of this roller coaster?
That's exactly what I'm saying. You know what? Let's let whatever happens happen, and we'll just tell everyone what happens.
All right. I say we leave it to the boys.
Detective Riley, are you freaking out right now?
Detective Potter, I can't get a grasp on reality here.
No, this is weird.
First of all, can you just untie me? Break these zip ties, please?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Detective Potter shoots a little laser beam out of his watch. How the hell did we miss that thing? He severs the zip ties on Detective Riley's wrists and ankles. Detective Riley rubs his sore wrists and sore ankles.
Thank you, Detective Potter. Ugh, still a little web on me, but
I'll just shower in the river behind my house. Juanita will rub me down with our handmade soap, and then we'll make sweet, sweet love under the willow tree. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
Yes, but that's fine. I really think it sucks that they named this town Hill Valley instead of River Willow. Because as far as I can tell, Detective Riley, there's neither a hill nor a valley, except for that small hill that we killed that witch on. I mean, involuntary manslaughter.
Oh, yes, careful. The spooks are listening. Well, remember, I live on the outskirts of town now, south side of the tracks.
Yeah, true.
I'm almost on the edge of Hill Valley, which is not the best place to be, let me tell you. But that's neither here nor there.
Narrators, I know you can still hear me and see me. Detective Potter reaches into his pocket and pulls out 2 badges. I don't know if you guys have like a corporeal form or like a shag pad like Detective Riley and I used to have, or, well, one of us used to have, or like a, I don't know, someplace like a mantle, someplace you could put these, but I think I can speak for Detective Riley when I say we'd be honored if you'd be honorary members of the Bureau.
And just like that, the badges disappear from Detective Potter's hands.
And appear on both of our lapels.
For even though the narrator of time had a corporeal form,
We have not. Or do we?
ah, 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 ah. Shut up, narrator of time.
What? Guys, we should team up. We should do like an Avengers thing. Like where we all get together.
Narrator of time, you're going before the Narration Tribunal Council, and you're going to answer for breaking these laws.
Crimes against naramity. Detective Riley,
Detective Potter.
I know this has been tough on you and Juanita and your kid. Do you maybe just want to come home with me? I'm not condoning you abandoning your family, but
We're getting into that territory. But before we go, Detective Potter, and I really appreciate the offer. Let's keep that on the table. Just put a pin in that for a second. We have to decide what we're going to do with this unconscious Gordon Freeman here. He did admit to stealing the bread, but he was under the power of this narrator of time.
it seemed like Narrator of Time has dictated all of the events in this case to this point, including Gladiola walking into our office in the first place. Detective Riley, I just realized, do you think Gladiola was even a real person?
Well, Detective Potter, I guess we'll never know.
And so the Bureau boys kind of solved another case. The Marbled Rye Mystery.
Quite the mystery it was, narrator. And just because this case didn't have a clear-cut ending,
Or a clear-cut antagonist.
or a very clear-cut narrative.
Or even a clear-cut protagonist. I mean, we're calling the Bureau boys that because they saved the cat in scene 1.
Yeah, you're still working on your screenplay, aren't you, narrator?
It's going fine. Thank you for asking. I'm pissed that we moved away from Hollywood Boulevard.
Well, hopefully on the next case, which, we can't decide for the boys, or can we? Who knows? But on the next one, who knows? Maybe we'll get back to Hollywood someday. All I know is Detective Potter, Detective Riley went out that night and raised hell in Hill Valley, drinking themselves stupid and stumbling back to their haunted bachelor pad.
Drinking themselves stupid? Narrator, I'd agree that they were arguably already stupid.
Stupid is as stupid does, narrator.
And so the Bureau boys returned to work the next day almost as if nothing happened. Because narrative consistency is something I've been working on, narrator. Specificity and consistency.
I'm proud of you, narrator. Thanks for taking my notes that I slip under your door at the end of every narration session.
Will the Bureau Boys find their way into a new, interesting case?
Will Detective Riley ever return home to his lovely Mexican wife and child?
Will the Bureau Boys' next case involve even wilder supernatural paranormal elements?
Or will it be tamer?
What even is the Bureau at this point, narrator?
And where do the boys get their cash for all the expenses that goes into solving these cases?
Especially now that Detective Riley maxed out Detective Potter's credit. Find out the answers to these and many more questions in the next season of The Bureau Boys. If you enjoyed this episode, help the Bureau Boys solve this case by submitting your clue at thebureauboys.com. They may use it on a future episode.
While you're there, why not join their informant network and tell all your friends and family to join too? But don't tell the criminals, because the Bureau Boys are coming for them.